So they can go back and watch the video and do the work.
Okay. Here we go. One more time. Did I turn that? Yep, I turned that off. Okay. Maybe not. There you go. So we are doing lesson 5, summary and practice problems. Our learning goal is let's figure out missing angles using equations. We started doing that yesterday. Remember we said if A and B were complementary, what equation could we write for that?
A plus B.
A plus B equals 90. If A and B are supplementary, what equation could we do for them?
A plus B equals 180.
If A and B were vertical, what could we say about them?
A equals B.
A equals B. So we started on that. Now we're going to expand on that a little bit today. So by the end of class, you should be able to write an equation to represent a relationship between the angles and solve the equations to find the unknown angle measures. All right? So we're going to start with a notice and wonder. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Go. What do you notice? What do you wonder? I need everybody to type. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Why is Anthony Hull on here? Okay. So we're noticing there's M's, there's vertical angles. Somebody noticed that the M's don't look equivalent, but if they are both named M, they are equivalent even if they don't look equivalent, okay? And I agree they don't look equivalent. All right. So let's look at the wonders. I wonder what M equals. I wonder what the equation would be. Okay. Still got a couple people still typing. I wonder why there are 2 M's and what they are equal to. All right. Who needs more time? Rebecca, you're still typing? Is that you? All right. Now I want you to find M. Except it's loading. This is not, oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, find M. Let me see your strategies. Jeremiah, there's the link for the air duct.
Hopefully just one.
All right, let's see what we got. Why do I only have 8 people doing it? Oh, I'm liking some strategies I'm seeing. I even see an equation. All right. I'm going to write an equation, which Christina has a nice equation here. So I'm going to steal her equation. So we have 66 plus 2m equals 120. Okay. Matthew, I want you to explain your steps one by one. So what was your first step? Matthew, are you there? Okay, Matthew apparently isn't there. So I'll get somebody else to explain it. Haley, can you tell me what your first step was?
40 minus 66.
Okay, watch what I do. What's my first step to solving this equation? Was it exactly what she just told she did? And then what did you do?
54 divided by 2.
Then you took that and divided by 2. Is that exactly what I did?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you get m equals 27 degrees.
I did a little bit different. But
All right,
I'll
what'd you
say,
do?
All I did was just subtract 66, even though what you did was basically the same thing. And then I just divided by 2 like you did.
Okay.
So all I really did was change the first step.
Okay. Did anybody see it as a 360?
Yes.
Okay, and then what did you subtract? My goodness, you'd have to subtract out a lot, wouldn't you? Would you have to figure out those other missing angles?
Yes.
Can we figure out the other missing angles?
Yes.
What are they?
60.
60? Do you agree with her? She said this is 60. Somebody prove it to me. Jahan, prove it to me.
Well, it's a 360. So if you add the two 120s together, it'll equal 240. So 360 minus 240 equals 120, which divided by 2 equals 60.
Why could we divide it by 2? What told you to divide it by 2?
Because they're vertical.
Because these two are vertical? Okay, can somebody prove it to me a different way? Tell me about these two angles. What are they?
The sum of 180.
Uh-huh. They're called what angles?
Supplementary.
Supplementary. They start with S, straight line, okay? All right. I think that's all I got out of that. Does everybody see? I guess everybody saw that this is the vertical angle to that, right? All right. Well, good job. Here we go with the practice problems then. Segment AB, DC, and EC intersect at point C. Angle DCE measures 148 degrees. Find the value of X. Okay, first off I want you to do is write me an equation. Don't solve it yet, write an equation. All right, I got some interesting equations. All right, I see this equation. And I see this equation. That's an 8. Tell me about those two equations. Are they both right? Will they both work? Yes, they will. It's just a matter of what you're seeing. If you're seeing that this plus this equals 180, you're good. If you're seeing I need to subtract that 140 from that 148 from 180 to figure out those two, you're good. Because you're going to end up doing the same thing, right? All right, solve it. Go. And I bet you could have solved it without an equation, couldn't you have?
Yes.
Okay. But do y'all see where the equation came from? Okay. Good job. Good practice on solving equations. I'm just copying down what you're doing. 32, and then dividing by 2, and getting x equals
16.
16. All right, questions? Could I have taken and added 180 here and then said it equaled 360? Could I have? Yeah.
I actually solved it a different way.
All right, how did you solve it?
So I took 148 and subtracted it from 180,
Okay.
and then I got 32, and then divided that by 2.
Okay, look what I did. Did I subtract 148 from 180
Yes.
and got 32, and then divided by 2 and got 16? Did we do the same thing, just in a different form?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you see the equation? Because when
Yes.
we're going to get to more complicated ones that you're not going to be able to solve doing it the way you just did it, you're going to have to solve it using an equation. Okay? All right. Good job. Anybody do it a different way? Okay.
Before you erase it, can you give me just a second?
Sure. Let me know when you're finished. Are you good?
Yep, I just finished.
Yay. Okay, onward to question number 2. Line L is perpendicular to line M. What does perpendicular mean?
Opposite?
Nope.
This would be,
Okay, let's look at it. Line L is perpendicular to line M. Intersecting at 90 degrees. Okay, I thought maybe if you saw it, looked at it, you might be able to get it. So that means this right here is 90. What else is 90? So the 19, the X, and the W all equal 90? Okay. Can you solve for any of those right now? Okay, can you solve for W? Okay, what do we know about W in the 138?
they both equal
180, right. These are what kind of angles? Supplementary angles, okay? So could we say W plus 138 equals 180? All right, solve it and tell me what W is. Did you get 42?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Okay. Now can you solve for x?
Yes.
Go for it. Look at those angles again. Think about what this is saying. This plus this is going to equal 90, right? That would be your equation. 19 plus x plus 42 is going to equal 90. Okay? So what did you get for W?
W 42.
29. What?
X.
Yeah. Okay.
What we get for X is 29.
Okay, so if we combine these two, that gives us 61. Is that right?
Yeah.
So if I subtract 61 on this side and subtract 61 on this side, I get x equals 29. So that little angle right there is 29 degrees. Just for fun, what is this angle? The green angle.
42,
Why?
because they're vertical angles.
It's vertical angle from the 42 on the W angle. Very good. Erased. Okay, go ahead. That's okay, go. It happens, believe me, I know. Rebecca was up here in a daze and realized we were on problem 2 now. And Mr. Tidwell will be coming in about half an hour because I get to go get my second COVID shot.
What, Mr. Tidwell?
Yeah, Mr. Tidwell.
Lucky. He used to be one of my old teachers.
Cool.
He's in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
He's my neighbor.
All right.
I don't even remember him. I don't remember him.
He was always in Miss Diamond's class.
I was never in Miss Diamond's.
All right. You good, Rachel?
He's also the baseball coach. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna back up one for Rebecca. She can probably solve this herself.
Where were you? We did this.
I didn't know that was practice problems. Okay, yes, I got it.
You got it? Okay. All right. Here we go with problem 3. If you knew that two angles were complementary and were given the measure of one of these angles, would you be able to find the measure of the other angle? Explain your reasoning. So I want a yes or a no and then a because. Yes, ma'am. Did you lose it? Okay, if you do, there's the code up there. Oh, I'm seeing some vocabulary. Samantha, Natalie, Max, Josiah, Matthew, let's start typing. Are you feeling better today? Yes, because complementary means what? Added together, they equal 90 degrees. So how would you find the missing angle? Okay, good. So you could say A plus B equals 90, so therefore 90 minus A is going to equal
B.
B. Good. What if they were supplementary? How could you find that?
A plus B equals 180, so 180 minus A equals B.
Good. All right. I think that gave everybody enough time to finish. Oops, Layla's still typing.
I'm not done yet either.
Okay. I'm just kind of scrolling, trying to find the little dots. Still going. Yep, there's Matthew's dots. Haley's still typing. Right. Are you ready, Matthew? Nope, Matthew and Josiah, go ahead and finish up. Okay, Josiah, what do we know about complementary angles? A plus B equals 90. So if we know A, we could do 90 minus A equals B. Subtract the known angle from 90 to find the measure of the other one. Very good. Okay, let's go on to the next problem. For each inequality, decide whether the solution is represented by x is less than 4.5 or x is greater than 4.5. All right, what is the issue with the very first problem? Why do you think I don't like that? Any ideas? Okay, whenever we graphed in anything, we always have x on the left-hand side, right? Where is x on this one?
Right.
Okay, before I even start, I always flip the problem around because that way it helps me understand the graphing better. So this equation is going to become -6 parentheses x minus 0.5 is less than -24. Notice I had to flip the sign because I flipped the equation. Okay, makes sense? All right, I'm going to tell you that all of these equal 4.5 when you do it as an equation. All we're deciding is the sign going to stay the same or is it going to flip? What makes the sign flip when we're doing inequalities?
If you're dividing by a negative.
If you're dividing or multiplying by a negative, and that shows up where in the equation? That is your coefficient. Oh, remember what a coefficient is? What's a coefficient? If I'm looking at 6x, what's the coefficient? 6. That's the number that is multiplied by the variable. Okay, so if the coefficient is negative, the sign's going to flip. Does this one have a negative coefficient?
No, yes.
No, yes. What do we think?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait now.
Well, look. If I distribute this, do I have a negative coefficient?
Yeah.
Wouldn't I have a negative 6x? But also, could I divide and divide both sides by -6? And I'm dividing by a negative, right? So this one is going to be x is greater than 4.5. Everybody understand why? All right, look at B. Is it going to stay greater than or is it going to go to less than?
Go to less than.
Why?
because eventually you'll, with the coefficient, since it's negative, you'll have to divide by a negative.
Great use of terminology. The coefficient is negative, and you said eventually I was going to have to divide, and I just wrote it backwards. Let me try that again. You said I was going to have to divide, so that means my sign is going to flip, and I get that one. All right, what do we think about the last one?
This one's gonna flip.
Why?
Because you're going to because if you multiply -2 times x, you get -2x, and then you can divide -2x when you because you have -15.4, and then you subtract 3.2, and then you would divide -2 by it.
Yep. Okay. Also, we could divide by -2 to start out, right? As soon as you divide by a negative number, what happens to the inequality sign?
It flips.
It flips. Okay? Questions on that? So you didn't even have to solve it.
I was solving it.
You didn't, it should be
I did
4.5.
I was
You should have gotten 4.5 for all of them. All right, we good? All right, onward.
I need a minute.
Okay.
You scribble out so lightly. It is.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, you're welcome.
Where's your trash can?
It's out in the hall because there's food in it.
Oh.
All right, a runner ran 2/3 of a 5-kilometer race in 21 minutes. They ran the entire race at a constant speed. How long did it take to run the entire race? And how many minutes did it take to run 1 kilometer? What kind of strategy do you think we're going to use? Or what kind of problem is this? Unit rate. What told you it's a unit rate?
Because it said they ran the entire race at constant speed.
Yep. As soon as you see that, you're going to think unit rate. So how have we solved unit rate problems? What strategy do we use? Table? All right, let's try a table. So we have the race and we have time. We know 2/3 of the race took him 21 minutes. What do we want to know? How long did it take to run the entire race? So would that be 1?
Yes.
Okay. So how did I make 2/3 become 1?
Never mind.
Divide it by 2/3, right? If I divide that side by 2/3, what do I have to do to the 21?
Divide by 2/3.
Divide it by 2/3. What do you get when you divide 21 by 2/3? 31.5. Okay, what does that 31.5 mean in this problem? That's minutes. Is there another way to solve this? Anybody see another way to solve that first question? How about this? Is that a visual? 2/3, so 21 is 2/3 of x. How am I gonna solve that equation up there? I'm gonna divide both sides by 2/3, right? Anybody think of another way of doing it? Well, somebody in first course said, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide that 21 by 2. And that's gonna tell me how much for 1/3 of the race. And then I'm gonna multiply it by 3 to get the whole race. Okay, that way works as well. Okay, how many minutes did it take to run 1 kilometer? Well, what do we know right now about the distance and the time? How many kilometers and how many minutes?
5 kilometers and 31 minutes.
5 kilometers in 31.5 minutes. And I want to know how long does it take him to run 1 kilometer. So what am I going to do? Divide by 5. 6.3, is that what you said, Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that 6.3 mean in this story?
It takes them 6 minutes.
6.3
minutes.
minutes,
to run
because they asked us
1 kilometer.
time. I just wanted to make sure you didn't think it was kilometers. All right, yep. Peyton, make sure you get both parts to this problem. And don't forget your units, okay? What's the matter?
Anytime you move the screen, you have to reach out the pencil, and if you don't, it'll like make lines everywhere.
Just hit the arrow right here and it'll make it go away. I have that same issue. All right, who needs more time? Oh, Peyton's finishing up back there. Rebecca, are you good?
Yep.
Okay. Chloe, DeLeon, Skylar, Anthony's not in here. Sam, Natalie, are y'all good? Nevaeh? Okay.
Yes, I'm good. I'm ready to get done on page.
That's fine. Just put a little check mark and then I won't pick on you. All right, onward to question 6. Jada, Elena, and Lynn walked a total of 37 miles last week. Jada walked 4 more miles than Elena, and Lynn walked 2 more miles than Jada. The diagram represents this situation. Why is Elena M?
Because we don't know how many.
We don't know Elena at all, and everything is based off of Elena. So she's going to be our variable. Why is Jada M with a piece of 4 added on?
Because she walked how much Elena did plus 4 more.
Plus 4 miles. Why is Lynn M 4 and 2?
You're the same as Jada. Plus
Okay, so this is Jada,
and then she did 2 more.
and then she did 2 more. What does this mean?
The total.
The total is 37. All right, solve it. Go. You can either do it visually or you can turn it into an equation. I'm open to either. And there is your equation if you want to solve it that way. Can you divide first? Oh, there you go. I saw minus 10, Rachel. You're good. It was hiding up there. Peyton, can you divide? Where'd you get the 27 from, Peyton?
Taking off the 10.
Okay, so show me, either show me like this or show me up there, okay? That's fine. You're good. Good. All right, so it looks like everybody's getting 9. Because when you split this up, you get 9, 9, and 9. All right, so how far did Elena walk?
9
9 what?
miles.
9 miles, because she is M. Is that all we wanted to know? Okay, how far did Jada walk?
9 plus.
9 plus 4, so how far did she walk?
13
13
miles.
miles, thank you. And Lynn, how far did she walk?
15 miles.
15 miles. And if we were to add up these three, would they equal 37? Yes, they would. Did the picture help with that problem?
Yes.
Okay, that's the kind of thing you need to do when you've got problems. You've got 3 different people and everything is based off of another person's. If you will draw some kind of tape diagram like that, it will help you organize the information. Okay? It's a great strategy. I wish I had had it when I was in school, because I struggled with these kind of problems. All right, anybody need more time? I see check marks. Looks good, people. Y'all are doing a great job on these. All right. Let's go on to number 7. Select all the expressions that are equivalent to negative 36x plus 54y minus 90. Go.
Is this the last one?
This is the last question, but I added another slide. So don't go anywhere when you finish this. What does it look like they're doing in each case? What's that called?
Distributed.
Nope, they didn't distribute. What did they do?
Factor.
They factored it. The original is the expanded form, and all the answers are factored forms. Peyton, can we solve it? Do you know how to solve an equation with an x and a y in it yet? Not yet. Okay. Did you already get to expanding and factoring? Did you talk about expanding and factoring?
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at all the answers, these are in factored form of hopefully that one, but I don't think all of them work. And there's more than one.
Is there no eraser?
I guess I'll have to buy some more washcloths and cut them up. I used to have 32 of them, but
People been stealing your washcloth.
yeah, my little pieces of washcloth. People will steal the darndest things.
That's kind of sad.
All right.
Why would you want that
I don't know. I think they just throw them away, or they just steal them to steal them. Coop, are you good or are you stuck?
Wait till what?
Okay, Rebecca's ready. Josiah, are you stuck? All right, I see lots of A's. Kimberly, prove to me that A works.
Negative 9 times 4 is negative 36x.
Okay,
And then negative 9 times negative 6 is 54.
okay, remember that this subtraction sign belongs to the 6. Okay, so negative, she is right. Okay, and then
And then the same thing with the 10, where negative 9 times negative 10 is 90. Or,
whoa.
oh.
Is that what we need? You're right. Negative 9 times negative 10 is positive 90. But is this positive 90? No.
Now that I say it out loud, I see that I made a mistake.
That's good. You just learned. All right. So A does not work. If you have A circled, please erase it. All right. Let's see who picked. Jahan, you picked B. Prove it to me.
Oh, well, negative 18 times 2 equals 36. Negative 36.
Negative 36.
Since the different,
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Okay, then it's 18 times 3 equals.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's a negative 18.
Negative 18.
And
But-
that's a,
But you can change the 3 into a negative 3.
okay, so negative 18 times
Times
negative
negative
3y is,
Equals 54.
54y. And then negative 18 times,
5 equals positive. Since they're both positive.
oh, is
Wait,
it
no.
equal positive or negative? What's a negative times a positive?
Negative.
Negative, is that negative 90?
Yeah.
Yes. Good, B works. Go ahead, Natalie. All right, I'm trying to find somebody who picked C. No, it doesn't look like anybody picked C. What's wrong with C? The negative 15 at the end, because negative 6 times negative 15 is going to give us positive 90.
And also the positive 9.
Oh, and the positive 9. So the negative 6 times the positive 9 would give us negative 54. So that's got 2 mistakes in it. All right, D. DeMarc, you picked D. Why?
Because the 18 times 3 gives you negative 36. And 18 times 3 gives you 54.
Okay.
And then the 18 times negative 5 gives you the negative 90 that you need.
Awesome. All right. Coop, you picked E. Prove it to me.
Negative 2 times 18x is 36x.
Uh-huh.
And negative 2 times negative 27y is 54y.
And remember the subtraction sign goes with the 27. Go ahead.
And negative 2 times 45 is negative 90.
And that subtraction sign belongs with that 90. So good.
Which means.
All right.
Good.
Doesn't look like anybody picked F. What'd they do wrong with F?
54 is already there.
We already got 54 and 90, and we're trying to multiply by 2, and that's all over the place wrong. So B, D, and E work. Good job. Excellent. Who needs more time? All right. In 1 minute, I would like you to write the most important thing that you got out of today's lesson. Whatever was important for you. Type it, let's go. Whether it was remembering complementary, supplementary, vertical, learning how to write that equation, solving equations, maybe it was the inequality problem, maybe it was the constant rate problem. What was the most important thing that you got out of today's lesson? Okay. Pay attention to the signs. Oh, yeah. All right. Unlock that. Refresher on unit rate, that's always a good thing. I like refreshers. All right, so your next steps are upload your practice problems when you get them. You have 2 Khan Academies that have been assigned to you. So if you go into assignments on Khan Academy, you should have create equations to solve for missing angles and unknown angle problems. I would do them in that order. It's only 11 problems. Any missing work you might have. And as always, you have Imagine Math, and you do not have slides to do before Thursday. Okay? Questions you have for me on your next steps? All right, those of you at home, have a good evening and good luck on tomorrow's CPA. And I will send you an email of when I'm available tomorrow if you need help.
Bye, Miss Larry.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Larry.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Larry.
Bye.
See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
Yep. Bye.
See you Thursday.
That will be something with Mr. Tidwell. Get to work on Khan Academy right now. Yeah.
Did you get any reaction from the first COVID shot?
No.
Hopefully you don't from the second.
I know, my husband got sick from the second one.
That's why Miss Waters won't be here.
She knows she's already gonna be sick?
Yeah, she already took a day off.
Okay.